Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Cask 529. I'm Bryan.
And I'm Shona.
Tonight we're coming at you. We're going to be doing a tasting on a bottle of Weller Antique 107. It is a 107 proof bourbon, and it is distilled by Buffalo Trace. And what else would you like to say about it? Anything?
Well, from what I could research, I cannot see it's not age stated. But from what I've read, it's guessed to be aged 6 to 7 years. We do know. Sorry.
Go ahead.
We do know about the mash bill that the rye is replaced with wheat. It is a wheated bourbon.
Okay.
However, again, no mash bill is really published. However, I did find a site where they believe the mash bill could be 70% corn, 16% wheat, and then 14% malted barley. But again, that's just a guesstimate.
Buffalo Trace is pretty hush-hush on your mash bill.
Yep.
Really. So we are in Ohio, and it is in Ohio, an allocated bottle. Comes out at $49.99.
Yes. And from what I learned, that's really cheap from what I hear people pay for
Right.
it.
What did you just read?
I don't know which state it was, but it was a 2023 review of the bourbon, and it said, I think they said they got it for $95 and highly recommended it. If you could get it, touch it for $100 to definitely get it.
And I had a gentleman tell me earlier today that he has heard of it going for as much as $200 a bottle.
Which is crazy, honestly. I mean,
yeah, and I guess we didn't really realize for a long time how fortunate we were being in Ohio. We avoided Weller for a long time, but Weller Antique, apparently Ohio and Texas get the largest majority of Weller Antique. So there's a lot of states out there that will pay ridiculous numbers to get this.
And we were standing in line this past weekend to try to get Jack 10 and 12. I was one too short of getting the 12, but we did both get a 10. But while we were standing in line, because obviously Bryan and I is really just beginning to learn about bourbon like wholeheartedly, and it's funny because everybody was talking about Weller Antique and how valuable it is
And things they were getting on trade for it.
and which, you know, I understand that. Bryan and I are pretty much the type, we get it so that we can open it and enjoy it and review it.
Yeah, we're not much on trading or reselling or.
But I mean, I understand and appreciate those who are. But I was amazed by how people cherish this bottle.
Yeah.
Bryan and I was lucky enough to get a couple of these bottles just during allocated releases when we were at some liquor stores. And so we tried it, 2 or 3 weeks ago, just right after we ate dinner. We just had a small pour because we wanted to, see what it tasted like. Mm-hmm. We didn't really review it at that time. We were just kind of, wanted to see.
I don't think we even had it on one of the shows, did we?
No, we've never had it on the show, yeah.
And that was a neck pour. It was a brand new bottle, fresh opened, and we've had some of the higher proof bourbons that we really don't mind, but this thing it carried a kick when we opened it. So we're kind of anxious to see what it does tonight now that it's been opened.
Yep.
And if I could just stop and back up a minute, Shona said generally we get our bourbon to open it and enjoy it. With that being said, though, I think we talked maybe a month or 6 weeks ago about doing a giveaway of some sort at some point. And I think we decided that when we hit 100 subscribers, we're going to do a giveaway. And we're only 7 away right now. So if we can get some help to get to 100 subscribers, we're going to give away a bottle of Weller Antique 107,
Yep.
and
And we, through our other business line that we have, Gemini Custom Designs, we are probably going to be throwing in a coaster set and a flask,
a hat,
and a t-shirt.
T-shirt. So it's
So-
going to be a pretty good prize package. Just kind of celebrating getting to 100 subscribers. We obviously would like to continue to grow the channel, but that's kind of the first rung on the ladder.
Yep.
100, triple digits, I guess.
Yeah. I know we will be tickled.
Yeah,
to
we're
get
going to
there.
be really excited to get there because this is, we're doing this for fun, but you always want to push yourself. I can do better, I can do better. So there'll be more to come on that, but the first thing we've got to do is get to that 100. And like I said, we're only 7 away. So if you all watching could help us get there, that would be awesome. And it's really a pretty cool prize package.
Yes.
The bottle itself is really what everybody's going to be wanting, I'm sure. But
That's not true. They're going to want the Cask 529 merch.
I'm sure
They are.
that we've made.
Yeah.
So, I mean, who wouldn't want that? I want that.
Yeah.
Actually, I think this is a sample of a cork coaster. And conveniently, on the back side will be a QR code that will take you directly to our YouTube channel.
Yes.
So those are going to be cool. Everybody's going to want a set of those.
And I don't, have you showed the flask on here? If not,
I don't believe
we'll
I have.
show that. We'll have the whole package together.
We'll
during
put
the
everything
thing.
together. We don't have the t-shirts or the hats yet. We have the patches for the hats, but the t-shirts and the hats we're hoping to have in the next week to 10 days. So enough said about that. Let's try this 107 and see what we think about it.
Yes, I'm ready. And again, we're playing our game.
Oh, the game.
Just to remind people, buy them up 5 points. But hopefully Brian can catch up a little bit tonight. So just for those who've never seen it, what we have is a bourbon tasting wheel. Brian cannot smell, so we do not pick out notes that we can smell because that's not fair to him. But what we do is once we taste, we pick out the notes that we can taste, and then we will find either, hopefully, on the Buffalo Trace or the Weller review, we will find the tasting notes that they say. If not, we'll pull it from another review out online to see what their tasting notes are, to see who gets the most points.
Yeah. I would like to say I'm going to come in strong tonight, but usually when I get a point, it's a gift from you in some way. I don't get the heat on the nose that we got the first time we tasted this.
No, I don't get that either. What I do get is spice, which is what I found a little bit weird because I know the rye was replaced with wheat in this, and normally
To me, it's almost. It's going to sound silly, I know, but it's almost got me right on the edge of a sneeze, like I'm getting pepper in my nose.
much less hot.
It is.
It's not as hot.
It's much more pleasant. It still has that heat, but it's toned down a lot
It has,
since our first time we had it.
and on the palate, it's the finish. It's lingering. It's a little bit of spicy.
Yeah,
Like just a tad bit of oak. It's not a heavy oak by no means.
I get kind of a sweet on the finish.
Yes.
That I don't remember having before. The heat before to me was just so overbearing. I couldn't get anything out of it. Really, when you and I had it.
No, I will tell you the heat does kind of last in your throat though. I don't know if you're feeling that, but it kind of just sits there.
My heat is on the roof of my mouth, the back of my palate. It's gone off the front of my palate. The roof of my mouth has the most of it. It's kind of strange, but
It does smell really sweet and like I said, spicy. I'll have to taste it again. I was more being prepared for the burn that we got the first time. Luckily, I did not get that this time around, so that's a pleasant surprise.
it is slightly oaky, but it's not as oaky as I guess I would expect it to be.
So,
I was going to say cinnamon on the finish is
Yep.
where I'm getting it.
yep, I'm definitely getting cinnamon.
It's almost like when I said it was sweet earlier, it's almost like a cinnamon roll on the finish.
I know that you think I'm funny.
You doing leather?
I'm not doing leather. I forgot to get you a piece of leather
Oh
to
no,
taste.
that's terrible.
That is. I promise I will remember that the next time we do this. Help me remember.
You guys help her remember.
Tobacco is what I just want to tell you
Yeah,
about.
you get that one a lot. Somebody that's never used tobacco, you get tobacco and everything.
It's never in the tasting notes, but I'm telling you it's there. And I think the sweetness is coming from vanilla. But I may change my mind on this sip.
I think you're right.
Are you just copying me now?
I am not. I'm not. You took those right out of my, right off my tongue, right off my.
You're trying to cancel out any of my points
You took
tonight, aren't
those
you?
right off my.
Is that how you're planning on winning? It's canceling out my points?
I'm never going to gain on you if I'm doing that. You took those right off my burning palate. I almost get like a, kind of like some apple maybe at the beginning of it.
It could be. I think I'm locking in on my answers.
Oh, you went to tobacco. I was like, what else you got? See, I can't, even if I'm copying, I can't go to that because I don't ever get that. I'm going to say apple. I'll point the arrow there.
So, as I look up the tasting notes, what's your thought on this overall?
Oh, now that it's been open, and it's, you know, it's had a chance to open up a little bit, I think I'm glad that not only do we still have almost a whole bottle here, we're still going to have a bottle after the giveaway. You know, I get it whenever I get a chance, when it's allocated and I get a chance to get it, but it's not like every week I can go get it.
Right.
It's now green, special reserve.
We can get a lot of here.
We've got one store here locally that I can probably go to in the morning and get a bottle off the shelf. but they're small. Not a lot of people stop there.
Right.
And so that when they do get it, it doesn't all move right away. But not the case with the red.
Correct. So, tasting notes. It's sweet with an unusual floral, notes. I didn't get the floral, to be honest.
I wouldn't get the floral.
Coupled with vanilla. So, good job. We both got vanilla.
Good job.
No points.
No points is like a point to me.
The taste is very well balanced with sweet fruit notes.
Fruit? What kind?
It does not say. It says sweet fruit notes, strong vanilla undertone,
That's a sweet apple, is what I meant to say. Sweet apple.
and sharp, spicy tones with a cinnamon finish. So again, got the cinnamon as well. And I'm going to give you the apple because it is, you tasted the fruit, it's in there.
How about your tobacco?
It's not.
You can't get it?
Nope. But you get a point. So I'm only up 4 now. Good job.
That may be the first time I've ever closed a point on you.
It is. Most definitely the first time.
I've gotten points, obviously.
Right.
So how about you for $49.99? Would you continue to buy that?
I think I would, honestly. Now, I don't know as if I would spend the 100 or 150,
No, I don't think it's worth
On it.
that at all.
but for $49.99 here in Ohio, I would definitely pick up another bottle.
I think you and I both would have a hard time paying secondary market prices on anything. I mean, if we can get it here in Ohio at retail and we want it, we'll get it. But I'm not going to pay out the nose for something that if I wait I can get.
Right. So, I would say if you haven't had a chance to taste the Weller and you want the chance to win your own,
Absolutely.
help us get to 100, and then
And maybe you'll have your own bottle.
yep. And we'll, as soon as we get to 100, 1, we'll show the package that we're giving away, and 2, we'll give all the instructions on how to enter and the time period for entering.
Yep. And I think you've already got the shipping material for the bottles.
Yep. So,
So
unless
and
you're
this-
local and
yeah.
we can meet you and stop by
Or
and
you
pick
can
it up.
just stop
or-
by and have a pour of something else when you pick up your goods.
Yeah.
So there'll be more of that stuff coming along, but we have to keep reaching milestones to get to do those things.
Yes.
So I think that's all we've got for tonight. Like Shona said, if you think you've wanted to try Weller Antique, and if, in our opinion, if you can pick it up for retail, $49.99, don't shy away from it. I think it's a great pour, and for a higher proof bourbon, it's a great value, I think, at $49.99. Be patient with it though, because when you first open it,
Well, and some people like hot.
they do.
They love that
They
hot.
do, and we forget that sometimes because we're not crazy about the in your face.
Right. I'm getting more used to it though.
We are, and the higher proof has definitely changed our palates, as we found on other things that we
Yes.
drink. So, okay, guys. With that all being said, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Please hit that subscribe button and help us get to 100. Hit the like button. Share us if you would, and
And comment so I don't forget the leather the next time.
comment and reminder about the leather. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thank you.